Hello, sweet parents. Welcome to the When Our Adult Children Walk Away podcast. My name is Dr. Janet Steinkamp, and during each episode of When Our Adult Children Walk Away, I will provide my professional and personal insights, information and opportunities for your self-reflection and growth, tips and tricks to make every day count, and encouragement to keep moving forward. I'm here to help you dig deep and get down to the root causes so that you can find your way out of the darkness to a positive and lasting relationship. Grab your notebook and a pen, settle into your favorite chair, and let's get to it. In this episode, we are comparing gaslighting and reframing. Gaslighting is kind of a contemporary term. People are using it all over the place. Even my 6-year-old grandchildren refer to gaslighting. So gaslighting, if you think back to the 1940s movie titled Gaslighting, I think it was like Boyer and Bergman. The gentleman, the male character, was intending to convince the woman, Ingrid Bergman, that she was crazy, that what she thought was going on was completely an illusion and that she was losing her mind. And he was pretty effective in the movie. So when people say, in particular, our adult children tell us we're gaslighting them, what they're telling us is that we are trying to convince them they are wrong, that we are trying to change facts to put something in a better light. Now, the difference in reframing is that reframing does not intend to change facts. It does not intend to discredit or communicate that someone is wrong or crazy or not remembering things right, or that what they experienced was not true. With reframing, we are simply looking at things from another perspective, not discrediting the other person's perspective, simply sharing our perspective. We say in any given situation that there are 3 sides to a story: your side, my side, and then probably something in the middle where it's actually what happened. In gaslighting, we're saying what you think happened didn't happen. What I think happened is right and true. That's the difference. So when we say to our adult children, I don't know why you're remembering it that way. That just isn't how it happened. That was a really happy time. Look at the pictures. We were all very happy in that moment. That's gaslighting. What we're saying to them is, what you remember isn't true. If we say, gee, that isn't how I remember it. What I remember is XYZ, that it was a great day. Everybody was pretty happy. I just don't remember what you're describing. Tell me more. We're not alienating, pushing it away, discrediting. We're simply saying, I want to hear your side. I want to understand it better. That isn't how I remember things. And it is okay for us to remember things differently. In estrangement, adult children frequently look back at their childhood and point to what they describe as abuse, neglect, shaming, and in retrospect, that may be how they interpret things. It may be how they felt. It isn't what we remember. It isn't how we experienced a situation. That does not mean what they experienced is wrong for them. That does not mean what we experienced is right and true and good. It simply means we are now being challenged to see things through a different light. Gaslighting is considered to be a psychological manipulation. It can be very psychologically and emotionally confusing and damaging. Reframing is actually a communication tool. It's a way to look at things and broaden our understanding and challenge ourselves for self-growth and see what we have interpreted in one way could possibly be interpreted in a different way. And with more information, we may be able to broaden our own perception. Have you ever had a situation where you think you know it, you know what happened, you know the truth, And then you learn a little bit of background, or you hear more information about the situation and you think, wait a minute, man, did I get that wrong? Man, did I get that wrong? Happened to me the other night. My daughter and her 2 children, 6-year-olds, went out on the back patio, and our neighbors across the way had their children outside. And I said to her before we went outside, you watch. I said, you watch. When we get out there, within 15 minutes, they will all go in the house. And we weren't out there 2 minutes. And the father of the household turned around and said to her, hey, do your kids want to come out and play? Do you want to come over? They had a trampoline and their kids were out. I was astounded. And she looked at me like, what world are you living in? I was totally wrong. So I don't know if just having the children out there made it that much different for him. It gave him something in common to talk about. I have no idea what changed the experience. So he responded differently than what I had seen and understood to be kind of disinterest or dismissal. It was just a really stark and startling moment for me, and a reminder that I am making judgments and decisions about people without all of the information regularly. It was a great wake-up call. And when we went back in the house, I said to her, man, was that different than what I expected? And she laughed and she said, I know. She said, I hope you didn't think I was rude because she said the kids have to go in and do their homework or whatever. But she was really hoping we hadn't missed an opportunity for the kids to make some new friends in the neighborhood. It was just a really startling reminder to me that I need to consider and open myself up to other perspectives and new information. And the same is true when our adult children are saying to us, you're trying to convince me something didn't happen, when that is your perception, your experience of how something happened. It isn't the experience of what happened. There are other perspectives. So as you move forward in your relationship and you start to hear these terms used, I encourage you to step into reframing. Open yourself up to hearing other people's perspective, hear your adult child's perspective, hear their experience, and marinate in that. Take it in and consider what they're telling you. It doesn't mean what you're saying or experienced was wrong or bad. It simply means there is more to the story, more to consider and recognize. It even gives us an opportunity when our adult child is telling us that we're gaslighting or that they have such a different perspective on a particular circumstance. It gives us the opportunity to let them know we are listening, let them know we respect that they are an adult with their own perspective, whether we agree or not. We don't even need to say that. It's only that we have this opportunity to endorse them as an adult human being, to recognize that what they experienced is real for them. We don't have to say we were wrong. All we need to do is say, I really appreciate you sharing with me your experience. I want you to know I value hearing your perspective. I don't necessarily agree. I have to really think about this because this is really different for me. For all of these years, I thought XYZ about this circumstance. And now that I have this new information, I really need to think about it. Can we talk about this again? Can we come back to this? I really want to think about what you've said and maybe come back and get more clarity. It's an opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship, to endorse our adult child, and not push them away further. Again, I'd love to hear your perspective on this. I'd love to hear your thoughts and questions. I'd encourage you to go over to the When Our Adult Children Walk Away website, go to the chat and leave a message for me, or you can email me directly at janet@jesteinkamp.com. I'd love to hear from you.